Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Slow Drip. Today in episode 25, we're following Henry on his most demanding journey yet, into the blazing sun of Vietnam's coastal salt pans. After the rice fields, Henry thought he understood hard work. But what he found here was on another level entirely. The sun was relentless, a hammer in a sky with no shade. The wind whipped salt into his eyes, and the labor was sheer backbreaking toil. He'd left behind boardroom battles and jet lag, thinking those were hardships. Now, standing on the glistening, crusted earth, he was about to learn the true meaning of earning a living. But amidst this unforgiving landscape, he saw something that stopped him in his tracks. Smiles. The salt farmers, their skin caked white with brine, were laughing. They worked with a quiet pride that seemed impossible in such extreme conditions. How could people find joy in such immense struggle? This was the paradox Henry had come to understand, the final chapter in his quest to find the raw, unedited meaning of life. He grabbed a wooden scraper, his movements clumsy and awkward compared to the ancient synchronized rhythm of the farmers around him. He felt ridiculous, a man who managed global assets but couldn't master the simple act of gathering salt. A woman named Lan, her movements powerful and steady, patiently guided his hands. "You must push, not just scrape," she told him. "Feel the pan." In that moment, Henry realized that in this world, humility was the price of admission. He laughed at himself, a genuine laugh of surrender, and tried again, this time with respect instead of ambition. As he worked, his body screaming for rest, he watched the others. He saw an unspoken choreography of survival and pride. Their movements were efficient, their jokes were light, and their concentration was absolute. The women balanced heavy baskets with an effortless grace that defied the blistering heat. Henry thought of his old world, a world of sterile mechanical efficiency, completely disconnected from the literal fruits of labor. Here the effort was real, the satisfaction was tangible, and the achievement was shared by everyone. The salt stung his eyes and lips. Every muscle ached. For the first time, he truly understood the value of that simple white crystal on his dinner table. How many times, he wondered, have I reached for the salt shaker without a single thought for this hellish, glorious effort? He was struck by the fact that no one complained. There was no resentment, only a quiet persistence. In his world, hardship was a problem to be solved with technology or money. Here, hardship and joy were two sides of the same coin. The struggle made the small victories that much sweeter. He was a wealthy man, yet he was completely dependent on the generosity and patience of people whose yearly income was less than what he spent on his car in a month. As the hours dragged on, his shoulders burned and his boots grew heavy with salt. But when he finally cleared his small section of the pan, a surge of raw physical pride washed over him, a clean, satisfying exhaustion that no corporate bonus had ever given him. He thought of the executives in New York, their petty complaints and their casual waste, and the paradox hit him with full force. These people were materially poor, but they were richer than anyone he knew in joy, community, and purpose. He saw that hardship doesn't prevent happiness. It cultivates a deeper, more resilient appreciation for life. When the workday finally ended, there were no vintage wines or catered meals. Instead, the farmers invited Henry to a simple feast by the shore. The air was filled with loud, unrestrained laughter. They passed around cold beers and ate fish grilled over hot coals, prawns and crabs, so fresh they were practically still moving. Henry took a bite of a small prawn. Its sweetness and purity of flavor instantly dwarfed every $1,000 lobster he'd ever eaten in a sterile, fine dining restaurant. Value, he realized, wasn't in the price tag. It was in the freshness, the simplicity, and the moment. But what truly moved him was the freedom. They ate with their hands, laughed from their bellies, and teased each other with an affectionate familiarity he'd never seen in the corporate world. There, every word was measured, every smile was calculated, a tool for climbing the ladder. Here, there was no ladder to climb. Their smiles were real. Their wealth was the human connection, the shared joy that didn't need a bank statement for validation. They were living authentically, without rivalry or ambition. As he prepared to leave, the salt pans glittering in the twilight, Henry felt a profound respect for the diêm, the salt farmers. He compared the soulless luxury of his world to the simple beer, the grilled fish, and the uninhibited laughter he had just shared. He whispered to himself, "True richness is measured not in dollars, but in effort, connection, and the ability to find joy in adversity. It's the freedom to eat, speak, and laugh without fear." Weeks later, back in his quiet, controlled life, the taste of that salty, bitter, sweet, and free life lingered. He knew that no seminar or promotion could ever replicate the clarity and humility he found in those salt fields. He had a new definition of wealth, one that he would carry with him forever. If Henry's journey from calculated wealth to spiritual richness resonates with you, please share this video with anyone who might need a reminder of what truly matters. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter, where Henry faces his biggest challenge yet, bringing the spirit of the salt pans back to the boardroom. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.